What's up everyone, my name is Mike, welcome back to my channel, and we're getting Boba Fett on VEVE. I want to get into my price prediction, my game plan, what I'm thinking about with Boba Fett. Let's get into this. So we're getting Boba Fett on VEVE. I think we saw this coming eventually, and this is interesting because Boba Fett, a physical collectible, it goes for a lot of money. It is very rare in terms of how you had to actually get Boba Fett when the first collectibles came out in A New Hope era. This actually had to be, you had to get all of the first series collectibles and then cut out proof of purchase for each of them and mail them in to be able to get shipped back a Boba Fett. Now, I don't know, I've read up on the history of this and I completely usually forget about these things, but this is something interesting that you can go back and take a look at about why Boba Fett is so expensive as a physical collectible, and especially as a collectible of a character that only gets about 8 minutes, 9 minutes runtime in that first original trilogy, which is very fascinating. But we saw Boba Fett first appearance in the Christmas special that set up Boba Fett to then appear in Empire Strikes Back for a very short period of time in that movie, and then in Return of the Jedi actually die in the Sarlacc pit. But then we get Boba Fett back for a Disney series, and that was the Book of Boba Fett, and I was very mixed on that TV show. But still, Boba Fett is an iconic character of Star Wars, and this is where I have to ask you, is Boba Fett a grail? Is Boba Fett a blue chip? This is where I get mixed in my feelings about more and more Star Wars collectibles, because as more and more Star Wars collectibles come onto the VEVE platform, then I start to think, where did all these fit in terms of whether they're grails, blue chips, whatnot? Because this Boba Fett doesn't have the same backstory as the physical Boba Fett, so I don't think it's going to go for as much as those who might expect it to go for what the physical is going for in this case in scenario, if that makes sense what I just said there. But I think it's important to always compare it to something that's already in the market, and with Star Wars the only thing of similar drop is Darth Vader, which is a bit hard to compare to, being that Darth Vader is even more iconic than Boba Fett. But we're going to do our best here to create a price prediction. Remember, my price predictions are not necessarily something that you should stick to or hold to. This is not financial advice. This is just me trying to make a game plan for if I see it under this price in the market, I think it's worthwhile for me at least to put my gems into it. This takes the emotion out of me actually having on drop day going into that marketplace and purchasing something to FOMO into it. Rather, I'm making a price prediction to be very safe and not FOMOing into something. And let's just get this out of the way. This is such an unpredictable drop in terms of what it's going to go for. This is a very weird time in VEVE with KYC and with being able to withdraw, and really this could drop for anything in the aftermarket. But having said that, most of the Star Wars drops on VEVE have gone above retail. That includes the Star Wars Comic 1. All of those rarities are above retail, but that is Star Wars Comic number 1. Darth Vader, all rarities are above retail, but that is Darth Vader. I don't know about the Obi-Wan comic. I don't believe the common and the uncommon are above retail. And then I'm not too sure about the Father's Day Vader ones either. But those ones I'm not as interested in. I'm more interested in Boba Fett, Darth Vader in that Star Wars 1 comic. But let's get into comparing this to the Darth Vader drop. With Boba Fett, this is the Underworlders collection. Most iconic bounty hunters, smugglers, and thieves from a galaxy far, far away. So I do believe that Han Solo will be coming shortly as a part of this Underworlders series with smugglers, thieves, more bounty hunters, so Bosk, IG-88, Greedo, all of these different bounty hunters would be really cool to see as well. And this is Series 1 Boba Fett, so this definitely gets a first appearance stamp. This goes for $80 as the list price, and that is the same as the Darth Vader list price. We also get the same rarities and sort of animation, so common, uncommon, and the ultra rare gets the animation. And the rarities are very similar, slightly less or slightly more, so that's not much to compare to. It's weird how it's a little bit less or a little bit more, like less than 100 less or 100 more for each of these rarities. So we get the common Boba Fett at 11,980 editions, first appearance, and we get the uncommon, same price. This is a blind box, so you don't know which one you're going to get, at 9,932 editions, uncommon, first appearance. And I do believe that the common, in my opinion, I like the stance more than the other. And then we get the animated version with 5,932 editions, first appearance, of course. And we get a great animation of Boba Fett lowering his rangefinder, raising the rocket gauntlet on his arm and scanning the area, but we don't get the rocket launch, which would have been really cool to see. So having said what we are looking at here with the Boba Fett drop, what do I think it's going to go for? Unfortunately, I'm gonna make the guess that the common and uncommon are going to go below retail or slightly at retail. I do think that the common will go for more than the uncommon, possibly. Looking at the way that Vader is going right now, the common is at 132, the uncommon is at 115. I do think that we'll see a similar trend with this common and uncommon as well, just based on my opinion that I think the common looks better than the uncommon. So with my guess, I'm going to say the common and the uncommon are going to be similarly priced, somewhere between 40 and 70 gems. That's quite the range there, but really nobody knows what this is going to go for. This is going to be really interesting, and I would not be surprised at all to see it being above retail in that 90 to 100 gem range. But being that I think this is Boba Fett and not as popular character obviously as Darth Vader, I do think it's going to go below retail, more so in that 40 to 70 gem range. And then the ultra rare, the Vader is going for 1,900 gems. I think that Boba Fett will be closer to the 300 to 500 gem range. Once again, a massive spread, but I would also not be surprised if it goes for just under 1,000 gems. I would be surprised if it goes for more than 1,000 gems. Like I said, really hard to predict with this market with VEVE right now, and especially since I think that Boba Fett will not be as popular as Darth Vader, but I think a lot of people will be comparing this to its physical pricing, and this can be really hard to predict how many people set that price in the market to try to pick up as many of these as possible, because it's not me who sets the market price, it's a lot of people that set those market prices. So it doesn't matter what I think, it doesn't matter what you think, it's more about the market, what the market thinks in general. But these are just my price predictions, you don't have to follow them at all. I'd love to know your price predictions in the comment section below. Once again, this just helps me set a price that I'm willing to get in on Boba Fett in the aftermarket. I will be going for this drop. I'm hoping that I get it. I will only be going for one, though I do think it'll sell out very quick, and I will only be able to get one, and most people will only be able to get one. But let me know your thoughts, your comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with me, disagree with me on anything that I said? Like this video if you found it helpful for whatever reason, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching.